Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I showed you guys a flippy envelope thing that I made several months ago before I started doing any videos, and I said that I might show how I made it. And I looked and looked. I thought I'm feeling quite confident that I found the example that I got it from off of Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah, and I looked and looked and looked through her videos and I couldn't find it. But there's somebody she refers to quite often. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's Robindudleyhowes. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. And if you look in like the info, it looks like her website is the Artsy Bohemian. I will link that. Now, I did find it in her list of videos, and she says that she got the inspiration from another person, and that person got the inspiration from another person. And so I feel quite confident that nobody's going to get mad at me for making this because a whole bunch of people have made it. So just know, this is absolutely not my original idea. I am just going to try and make a Christmas one and show you guys how I've done it. And I am going to do as much real-time crafting in this as possible. I tend to get so nervous and don't, because I think nobody's going to want to watch that. So I have prepared a couple of things, but mostly I've done nothing. So this is real time. I have the original one that I made out of one file folder. And after it's been sitting on my shelf, getting moved around a little bit here and there, I find that it's bendy, and that's fine. It's not a bad thing. I don't think it's gonna tear or anything like that, but it's bendy. And I'm thinking maybe I want this one a little bit more sturdy. And so what I've done is I have one file folder unaltered. I've done nothing to it except for it's a used one. So I tore the label off, and it kind of, tore the first layer of paper and made it even thinner. So then I took a second file folder, which is also a used one, and I've decided I'm going to line the back part of it to make it more sturdy. So hopefully it doesn't get so bendy. I have also found the center simply by folding it. I folded it in half and I made a little pinch here, and then I put it on my this thing, whatever it's called. I can't think of what it's called right now. Scoring board. And I scored it. It wasn't exact, so I just kind of moved it over a little bit, and then I scored it, and then got a really good fold and pressed it down. So our this part, our spine, will be plenty sturdy because it's going to have two thicknesses of file folder to hold it. So, the spine of it won't tear. This, though, is awfully thin. So I took my second file folder, and I've taken and I've kind of lined it up to glue on top of, but I've left a lot of space from my fold to my extra file folder so that when it folds, there's not going to be a whole bunch of bulk right there. There won't be any. And then I've also cut it off the side here. I'm not sure how much of that you can see, but there's like 1/8 of an inch at least here that I've cut off. And I'm going to glue that down. The reason why I've cut it off the side is because these are sewn. And now they don't have to be sewn, but I do like it sewn. I used almost the same color of thread here, so I don't know that you can see it or not, but I like that it's sewn there. I'm not sure how well it would hold if it's not. but it might. And then I did the same thing on this side. I cut it down so that there was plenty of space from the fold. There's also plenty of space down here on this fold, and then there's plenty of space over here for sewing. I think that I'm at the right place now that I need to glue. I'm hoping, because that's what I'm gonna do now. You have to make sure that you're using the same brand of file folders when you do this, because they're not all the same size. And so when you line them up, they won't line up properly if you're not using the same brand. And even this being the same brand, it still didn't line up exactly the same, but it's good enough. So my daughter's having her very first day back at in-person school today. I've told you guys before that they were planning on going back at half the students Monday and Tuesday, and then the other half of the students Thursday and Friday, and I'm guessing that they're cleaning on Wednesdays. So today, their first day back. She should be home in about half an hour. So it'll be interesting to hear how it went for her. And they're going by last name. And I think I told you guys that her friends all have last names that are at the beginning of the alphabet, and ours is S. So she's not sure if any of her friends are going to be there for visiting today. Hopefully, but you know, we live in a really small area, so she'll know everybody. It's not like they're going to be strangers to her. It's just, you know, they aren't the people she knows or hangs out with all the time. But we're definitely in a small community, so I would doubt if there's anybody she doesn't know, unless somebody has moved here since they closed the schools down in March. That's just hard to believe when you say it, you know. Think of how many months things have, certain things have been shut down, and how it throws everything so out of balance. We get so used to things, we don't realize it until it's changed. These poor kids. It hasn't affected me too awful much since I'm a stay-at-home mom. I guess the way that it has affected me is that everybody's at home with me now. Whereas before, my husband works from home, so it was just mostly the two of us here at home during the day, and he would be down in his office working, and so I had the house quiet and everything to clean and plan things and go to the grocery store and all that. Anyway, okay, so those are glued down, and then once it dries, and I also put the decorative paper on top of it, it should make a much sturdier back. Okay, so next I have cut, okay, this is the front decorative paper for the inside, and then this one is going to be for this side. And what I did here was I took a full sheet of 12 by 12 paper, and I cut it first of all down the middle so that I had a good amount of paper for each side, and there was a little bit extra. So if you're using a 12 by 12, you'll have a little bit extra. So a scrapbook paper works perfectly for this. And then this I will be putting back here as the back part. You can use different papers just to, you know, make a contrast with your paper patterns and stuff like that would be pretty, but I didn't want to have a bunch of scraps, and so I didn't. The other thing is, if you're going to distress it, now is a very good time to do it. Otherwise, there might be a problem. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. See, this is the real-time crafting that I'm afraid of. I'm so afraid at this point you guys are going to be like, nope, seen that. I don't do that to when I'm watching videos. I don't mind when people, you know, do the stuff that has to be done on camera, but I don't know if other people mind it so much. So the one thing I've yet to do though is sew, and I don't know if I will because my sewing machine is on the other side of the room. I don't want to have to move it to my desk because I already don't have enough room on my desk to accommodate the giant mess I make when I'm crafting. And I'm doing down the edge here because when you fold over and then you fold at the spine, you know how the pages tend to show on the edge when it's folded? Well, this way they'll blend better if they've had a little bit of ink put on them. I don't know that I need to do this part. I don't think that's going to be showing whatsoever. Okay, I think that's the whole thing. And I'm not worried too much about the back right now. We will do that later. Okay, so I explained that I put it, my first cut was to make sure that I had 2 long strips for either side. And then I cut it down so that it would fit this height. And then I'm taking it, I put it behind like this, and I line it up here really well. And then I look in here to make sure that I've got a good space on either side. This is the spacing that'll be on the front, but the reason why I'm doing it here is so that I can then go like this and make a pencil mark so I can cut this off. Okay, and I had already made the pencil mark, so let me grab my scissors, not those. Oh, there they are. And then I will have to adjust, I'm sure, but this will at least get the right shape. Okay, I'm going to take just a little bit more off there. Okay, I like that. And I think I'm going to run my ink down the center of this too. This pages will be stitched in here, but why not, right? Then I need to ink my paper up, and we'll just go ahead and glue this side down. We'll ink it up and glue it down. I found this really pretty Christmas paper pack at Tuesday morning the other day, and I'm pretty sure it was the only one, so I thought, what a score. I'll show you what it is here in just a second. It's Bow Bunny Christmas Treasures Collection, and the colors and the papers are just so pretty. Fruit and candy canes and candies. There's all of these to cut out and decorate things with. And these, you can just paper punch them out. Aren't these gorgeous? And it's a nice thickness. I love Bo Bunny paper. So pretty. Isn't that adorable? Look at those. I know it's sideways, but so pretty. And then it repeats here. Yeah, then it starts over again. But anyway, very pretty paper collection. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put quite a bit of glue on this, again, just for the sake of sturdiness, but you don't have to because, you know, I think the edges will hold just fine, but just to make it more sturdy, I'm adding lots of glue. Okay. And then same thing over here. I took this one, and you have to do this all before you sew. Otherwise, you know, there's going to be a problem. So I took this one, I lined it up here, and then I lined it up back here to get a good space of where I wanted it. And I folded it back this way, and I made my pencil line. And now we will cut it. And then you drop it down to where you want it. And then the only thing that I need to cut is just the edge here and the edge here. And I am just going to use my pencil and make just a little bit of an outline of where I want to take a little bit off. We're having such a pretty day outside, and it was so pretty yesterday, but there's snow in the forecast. And I have lived in, well, I've lived in Washington. I was born and raised in Washington. I lived in Alaska for about 15, a little less than 15 years, maybe 14 years. And then came back and came to the Spokane area. I had lived in central Washington before that. I have never seen, in my memory, snow in October, but we are supposed to get snow tomorrow. Of course, I'm sure it's happened, but I don't remember. I don't remember growing up and ever having snow before Halloween. And then since I've been here in Spokane area, it's been 12 years and it's not snowed in October. So crazy. So we're supposed to get snow, and then it's supposed to be like 34 or 36 degrees for a couple of days. So the snow will stick around for at least a couple of days. And it's supposed to warm back up again into the 40s or something. So crazy though, just really unexpected. Okay, so let's glue this down. I hope I don't seem too rushed to you guys. I'm trying to get this done before my daughter's done with school, just in case she needs me. We live just right across the street from the high school, and so she should be fine getting home, but I don't want her to call me and say, "Mom, I need this or that." And my phone is on airplane mode. In just a couple minutes. So yeah, another thing to make sure when you have a good pattern, you know, an obvious pattern that you're working with, that you make your cuts where your pattern lines up. Otherwise, that could have been really funky. Okay, and then I have the back to glue onto here. So I did the same thing. I lined it up here where I thought I wanted it, and I traced. So we'll go ahead and cut that. And see how that lines up. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and ink that. And it's kind of a lot to be down, you know, hidden, but that's okay. I don't mind. It's extra reinforcement. For the sturdiness of the back side of the journal part of it. And I am quite sure that I'm probably making this different than the last time, just because it's been so many months and I don't remember exactly how I made it come together. A lot of times when I watch how people make things, I just kind of go with what I think they probably did. I usually don't watch every little step. Oftentimes it's because we don't have the same materials to make things out of, and so one person may be using you know, scrapbook paper, another person may be using fabric, or you know, buttons or charms, or you know, whatever the case may be. So you get the general idea and then just kind of go with your own stuff from there. Okay, same thing, I lined it up, so we're going to cut this out. I don't know if I started my video. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's recording. That would have been horrible. Like, I don't remember pushing play or record. Okay. One side is fine. The other side needs a little bit more off. Good. And this one's down farther than this one because, you know, I had to start, this is taller because of being up here, but none of it's going to show, so that doesn't matter. Oh, I don't need to do that bottom part, do I? I'm just trying to line it up kind of with the height of this one here on this side. So now that I've done all of that, and we've got all of that part together, we can sew. You know, yeah, it's gonna be fine. Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Okay. I'm making this one different than I made the other one. I made the other one so that when you open it, the file folder thing was over here like that. I'm making this one, and I did it on purpose so that it's on this side, because I did not want the outside pockets. I wanted them to be inside pockets. So I chose to do it this way, if that makes sense. If you want your pockets on the outside, you would have this over on this side. Okay. So the next thing I will do is sew here and here. And I'm not going to show that today. I will sew it and then it'll be ready to go for the next part. If you want to prepare, then you'll need to find 6 envelopes. I chose cream colored envelopes and I happen to have, 6 of them. And just to get my choices, I put them on this little junk mail envelope. If you want to use junk mail envelopes, just go through and find the ones that are going to fit here. A lot of them are too big and they won't fit very well. So you'll have to find ones that fit within the height of your file folder. Anyway, so that is what we have gotten done so far today. And I will get to work and be ready for more tomorrow. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.